Hi everyone, my name is Marcus Lee Junwei and I'm a graduate of the Songwriter Music College.
Hi, I'm Eric Ng. I'm the principal of the Songwriter Music College. Today, our graduate here, Marcus here. So I wanted to ask him some questions. What has life been after the Songwriter Music College?
After school, it was a time where I really got to hone my skills, I think, other than performing. Because after I graduated from uni, I decided to be a musician. And since then, I've been performing. And then it was always on my heart to have put out my own original works.
Right.
So I think that's what the college was. It was like an incubator for some of my ideas, to bounce these ideas with my fellow classmates, and also with the lecturers, the teachers, and also, of course, with Eric himself.
Actually, during your journey with us at the college, right, you not only wrote one but two songs, one for Zhang Jie that blew up in China called Ran Se Ti, and another one is for Kyung To, which won a lot of awards in Hong Kong for the best royalties and all that,
Yeah, it was the song of the year for their version of the Grammys in 2021.
Yeah,
if I'm not wrong.
actually it's quite crazy. I mean, when you were a student and that thing happened, right? Because that never happened for you before in terms of scale of
I think that was
having your work like.
That was the first for
me.
Yeah.
First. Which one came first, Kyung To or Zhang Jie came first?
Zhang Jie's the ideas came first, but it was only put into an album later because you started to produce it. But Kyung To's one was my first one, my first cut. Yeah.
So I remember you were telling me like you heard from people from Hong Kong like how big the song is. Were you the one who told me that?
Yeah. So because Mirror is a huge band in Hong Kong. At least for Kyung To for his song, there were advertisements of his MV, like all over Sogo, all over the MTR, all over Causeway Bay. And then what I realized after that was that like these are not bought by their label; it's actually bought by their fans.
What?
The fans crazy, are like. I don't know. I think they are. They have enough spending
It's like the
power.
army, it's like the BTS army kind of craziness.
I mean, we were in Hong Kong also for the shows for Jacky last year, and I saw like Mirror banners on bus stops, and I think it's from the fan club lah. I think we're very proud lah. I mean, I think it's always a songwriter's dream and our goal to have our song finds a home. Right, and it can touch lives. But first, it needs to come out. So for it to actually be chosen, be selected, and I think there was also an IG story of Kyung To just listening to the demo in the car, and it was my voice. And of course Joshua's arrangement. We did it together with Joshua Jarvis and I. It was such a nice feeling. And then you also got me to play guitar for that.
Because I couldn't do it. It's not because I was asked to do the music arrangement, but there's this John Mayerish thing that I just couldn't do lah. So other than that, it was that the main guitar is actually Marcus himself.
The acoustic guitar. The inspiration for the song came from John Mayer's Stop This Train. I was learning the picking pattern, and then I just applied it. I switched out a few chords here and there, and then Jarvis and I jammed to a set of lyrics, and then we came out with the melody. And then it became this crazy hit that there's a rock version, there's like a piano version, there's like choir singing it for their graduation. So it's nice. I think it's very nice to see how music has no bounds. And I have been and still am releasing music under my own artist name, under my own artist profile, mostly in Chinese, even though I'm speaking English right now. Definitely more conversant in this. And I also do some covers. And in terms of my vocation, other than performing in Singapore, I am currently on tour with Zhang Jie, Jacky Cheung, as one of his backing vocalists.
So, for those who are not aware, even though I have a lot of songs in the Chinese market, but I started out English speaking. Even if I'm doing like Chinese content and all that, usually I have to translate myself, and the same for Marcus.
It's gotten better now. I'm starting to think in Chinese. I think,
that's cool. Then you're better than me.
I think over the years, especially when I have to interact with audience or go on radio, or if I have to 接访问 and all that stuff, speaking English can't get you up to speed. Especially when you have to think on your toes.
Right.
So
exactly.
I think to a certain degree, of course, I don't have the nuance of communicating English, but I'm able to at least use Chinese and put through my thoughts lah.
Yes, I think it's cool that the music industry has no language boundaries. I mean, like the K-pop industry or Vietnamese pop is all coming up and all that stuff. So when I first met Marcus, I didn't know that previously he joined this competition called Campus Superstar that is like Mandarin speaking. But when I got to know him, he was actually doing English music. And then that's when after that he joined the school, and then we are like, there is actually a much bigger market in terms of market size, just the size of the Chinese pop music industry. And I'm happy to see now that he's touring with Zhang Xueyou, and that actually widened a lot of your market exposure, right?
Yeah.
For yourself as a singer-songwriter.
I think also just to have perspective of such a large scale concert, and also to see what it takes to be at the very top, to see and interact with such a big artist. I think in terms of the scale, he's like Asia's Taylor Swift lah. In terms of the audience and demographic. I mean demographic aside, but the audience, the sheer size, he is able to command. Anyway, in terms of like just going back to what you mentioned also, just quite thankful to Eric for just providing all the opportunities for people like myself, whether it's as a composer, as a student, through Songwriter Music College, through Funky Monkeys Publishing, to get a chance to just get to hone my skills songwriting, and also to see that it's possible. I think before, I remember one of the things that we mentioned was that when you asked me about writing songs, I was like, I think you asked me how long do I take to write a song, and I was I think it can be, and I was like, sometimes I'll be like a month, or sometimes, but sometimes the ones that really mean something to me will be about a year. And then Eric was like, do you know that you can write a song in a day? And then that really blew my mind. But as I learned more about what the world of commercial songwriting, I think that really, I don't know, I just was very taken in by the efficiency, and I think the rigor and the stress also is challenging for me. And I think I thrive on that. I like it. I actually am like sort of like pushing boundaries. That's quite how to say, it's revitalizing lah. And it's life-giving almost. So sometimes even right now, I'm like you, I want to push for 2 songs if possible. Whereas last time, it wasn't something that was on my mind. And I think also for you paving the way to even get a chance to tour with Chou and with Wakin is like it is quite cool. I mean, for myself also to do it. I mean, now that we are sitting on the same couch, it's nice that you have paved the way also, like someone like me to go ahead into this.
I think writing a song a day, is something that a lot of our students always hear me nagging about. You can ask them.
But I would say that the whole process is made much easier with a group lah.
Exactly.
With at least 2 or 3 people. I think alone, a lot of times you might have ideas. You're like, is it good? Is it bad? But with someone, if I throw it out, if I'm daring enough to throw it out, if I'm daring enough to receive the criticism, and someone, the other person is daring enough to give the feedback, that's where like atoms, you just everything just like keeps hitting each other, and then you come up with something beautiful lah.
True. Because like at our college, a lot of this happens, and especially as our student pool grows, there's actually, when you were in school, we don't have this thing yet, but now we are making them write a song like every week,
That's good. That's great.
So that everybody gets the chance to grow together, different backgrounds. So now that you're touring with Jacky Cheung, right? I mean, for those who have never actually stepped on stage before, right, and see like 20,000-30,000 people, they might not be able to imagine it. How was your first experience when you saw that kind of scene? Can you remember this thing?
I think for me, it was more of like, there's one part of the show where I actually am on Jacky's left. So I actually stand next to him to play guitar and sing for one song. It's like Eagles kind of setup lah. It was less about the audience, but it's more of like him. He has like this aura because he's so like professional. He's so true to his craft. And honestly, it is like, there is a lot of people, there are a lot of lights, but can't really see lah.
True.
Can't see their faces, because the spotlight, especially when we are in front, the spotlight is like backlight lah. So we can't really see anything also.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So actually, for those who are performers out there, right, actually, at least from both of our experiences, the bigger the crowd is, actually less stressful. I don't know about you, but for me, when I see like 20,000-30,000 people, when you cannot see the face, you just go for it. Yeah, so I'm happy to see Marcus' journey from campus superstar to English rocker, and then suddenly switch over to Chinese, and then now I think you're in the middle of both, where you are touring with a huge artist, but at the same time you're finding an audience for yourself, for your own material. So all the best, man.
Thanks, man.
Well done, man.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.